Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry about that. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing well.
Winning
How you
on
doing, TK?
Man, we're doing great, doing great. How's everybody's day is going? Dr. Ichi's going to be coming on here in a couple of minutes. So wanted to see how everyone's doing before he comes on.
winning on all levels, brother.
Hey, I like that. Man,
All
I
is
like
well,
that.
bro.
That's
Full
good. I'm
disclosure,
glad
I
to
got
hear
that
that.
from Jewel. I got that from Jewel, so full disclosure.
He said I got that from Jewel, full disclosure. Man, no worries. All right,
Yeah,
man.
I'm over here doing my pinky in the brain.
You know what's crazy? When I was a kid, I never understood why Pinky and the Brain was so hell bent on becoming an entrepreneur. But as a grown
Mm,
man, I get it.
hmm
I
Yep.
get it. I get it. Um,
It's about it's about taking over your territory all the time.
so and it's about ownership.
Hmm
And it's like you don't learn these lessons until you start going through some things. Okay. All right, he says he's getting ready to log on now. So just give him 1 second. Man, Jomar, just on a quick note, did Bosco get back to you yet?
He did. He told me that it'd be hard for him to. It was hard for them to collect all the information, and I'd have to hire like a market research firm. But I'm doing some. I'm doing some analysis on my side, and well, not analysis, but I'm talking to a couple folks on my side as to where I can get that type of market information. So no worries there. He's gonna answer a couple questions, but the ones where I needed to talk about volumes, I think he won't be able to provide much help there.
Oh, is that an asset? Does that still work?
Yeah, it does. It does. It's just gonna take me a little longer to find some information, but I'm on it. It's all good. No worries.
All right, but hey, Creed. Also, I see how did it go with your father, man. I see you posted that. How was that?
From what?
Hey, Creed. How did it go with your father?
My father. My father died years ago.
Whoa, whoa. Hold on. You posted a picture of you and a cigar.
Oh, yeah, that was in honor of my father because I had to be the father. I had to play the father role for my sister's wedding. Oh, I was
Okay.
confused. I was like, huh? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, yeah. Good way to mess that up, right? Good job. Sorry.
Yeah, no, just
Um,
it's been a while. He'd been talking about this for quite some time while he was alive because my younger sister was his favorite. And unfortunately,
it's
he's
always
no
the
longer
girl.
with
Don't
us.
worry. Every brother has got that same syndrome you're talking about, sir.
I know I'm dealing with mine now. I wonder if I have any other boys. Am I going to treat them the same? All right.
Now, so that's what's happening. Okay, you're getting ready to come on now? Is everything okay? Okay. All right, thank you. We're waiting. So yes, thank you, sir. All right. I'm sorry about that. He just gave me a call saying he's going to be a couple minutes. Ah, sorry about that, guys. Man, well, while we got some time, anything anybody wants to talk about? Anything at all from Africa, world? He said he'll be on in a couple of minutes. He's having a hard time with power right now, so they had to turn on the generators back home. So he's doing that right now, and then he's coming back online. So, man, anybody have any news about anything they want to speak about for a couple minutes?
Work, unfortunately, is kicking my ass, so I don't have anything positive to say right now.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it's that bad.
It's that bad,
Our,
man.
our, our corporate office is changing things left and right, and we're having to pivot quick, fast, in a hurry, while having truckers wait for us, so on and so forth. And I was just like, I have to be the bearer of bad news. I have to start canceling guys that've been sitting there for 5, 6 hours. Sorry, I ain't got nothing for you. Gotta let you go, so on and so forth.
So I've heard from the trucking space that layoffs have been happening a lot. Is that true?
Rates have come down quite a bit, and they're still low. Um, it's the exact opposite of COVID. Everybody was on a hiring spree because they were charging $4 or $5 a mile for even a drive in. But now it's like you're barely getting by. The expenses that come with running a trucking company continue to rise, but the revenue is very low. So, yeah, a lot of layoffs are having to happen, and you have to be the cream of the crop to even have a job.
Wow. Okay. Um, I'll tell you in the tech space, there are a lot of good engineers I know that have gotten laid off in like the last year to 18 months. No fault of their own. It's just they're sending jobs overseas. Um, you won't why pay a developer 200, 250 when you can find that same developer with a similar skill set in India, Nigeria, Kenya for $65,000?
Mm, not really much to. That's kind of a no-brainer, unfortunately.
It's a no-brainer. But to live in New York and to work in New York, you need to make a certain living.
Mm,
So
I think I'm pivoting to go find a good spot of land that Bill Gates hasn't touched yet and
he
build my
said
house
a good
there.
spot of land that Bill Gates hasn't touched. So I will tell you this much. He is very involved in Nigeria right now. He is looking to donate billions of dollars to Nigeria.
At what expense?
To convert our crops into like, so you ever heard of Montecito before?
No.
So if you want to do Montecito used to be a DoD company. I actually met one of their executives one time, and he knew a lot about what I was up to. And so I found out about Montecito used to be a DoD company. They were a chemicals weapons specialist. So when you talk about nuclear bombs, all that acid testing, all that stuff that was happening, all that came abroad during that time phrase. So after Montecito, they changed the genetics of seeds where you can't grow any other seeds in the states or by crop sellers, and that was a game changer for GMOs. So like even now, I have friends that have farms. If you're caught growing Montecito seeds, they can own your land just off that principality of you growing their seeds.
And this guy has what business in Nigeria? A chemical weapons
Um,
uh, uh, developer going to a whole country in Nigeria.
yes. Hey, doctor, I see you made it. Both you guys actually made it at the same time. That's actually ironic and weird. Dr. O, how you doing? Dr. Ikechi, thank you for making it, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Good,
you.
good.
Thank you. Sorry about the confusion. Thank you for doing everything you could to make it on.
No problem. I'm just trying to because I traveled actually. I've been in fact if I tell you this you'll be very surprised. I'm actually in Nigeria as we speak now. So I'm in
Good.
the job. I'm in the job.
How is it, sir? Where are you at in Nigeria right now?
South Nigeria. That's it. the heart, of Port Harcourt City.
Are you going up to the May? Have you seen the new banana island that they built outside of Victoria Island yet?
I think I've been there once, but it's been a while, trying to get here first of all. But I have plans to go there. That side maybe. Let me just secure for permission from my.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's it. I'm very open to visiting any place provided there's business and business opportunity and something that could advance. Oh, sorry for the noise. I hope it's not too much.
I'm sorry, sir. What did you say, sir? You're on mute, or you have us on mute.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I didn't know
Yes,
that
yes,
I had
no, please.
gone on mute already. Yeah.
I appreciate it, sir. So let me introduce you. Thank you for coming back again, sir, and giving us all the wealth and information about what you do. We had several feedbacks from individuals that wanted to speak with you. I definitely wanted to allow you to have the appropriate amount of time to go over what we spoke about and what your topic was, sir. So please take the floor. You have the ability to be able to share if you have your slides. If not, I can share them if you need me to.
Okay. Just a second. Yeah. Let me just talk about. I attended a conference recently in Peterborough, a place called Peterborough, and that conference was a trade investment and agribusiness summit fair 2024. So, and it was exactly, in fact, 2 weeks ago, when I returned to Birmingham from the conference. So the take on that conference was areas, issues surrounding PPP, that's public-private proposed partnership, how we can collaborate together, how we can work together, and get to where we, the desired end. So it's yeah. So when I look at today's topic that I was given, which is agriculture development in Africa and best practice implementation. Yeah, so when I see that topic, it tells me a lot that agriculture has not been developed in Africa. It has not been properly developed. It's been undergoing a lot of changes, transformation systems. Yeah, we need to look at food and agricultural systems first of all, because it goes a long way to dictate the to dictate a lot, which most government stakeholders, institutions, um, hinging their values, hinging their passion, hinging their focus and purpose on. So as I share my slides, I would want to talk a bit about myself. I introduced myself before, as a food and agro expert. Yeah, but aside training as an agroeconomist, which of course I am very passionate about, like I will always say that I am an agroeconomist, with a difference. And this time around, when lots of people are not interested in agriculture, lots of people are not interested in getting their hands dirty. Let me use that word, because getting our hands dirty is very important. It's very important because that's where life comes from. That's where that's where the future is. Yeah. So yeah, permit me to talk also about my experience in the academia, having mentored, and I keep mentoring young people who are very. Some of them are confused, I must say. Some of them, what they'll just want is something that will fascinate them, something that will make them happy. So, and agriculture is not presenting happiness to them. It's not presenting joy. It's not presenting romance to them. Let me use that word. You know why I'm using that word romance is that I don't know if there's anyone here who does not feel happy when he or she is in a romantic mood. Yeah, so is the same, that's same with that excitement which comes from um, hearing about agriculture and then talking about, so people are like, oh my God, this is really a mess. This is not what we do. But so I didn't find myself in that confusion. So even though maybe I don't know, sometimes I think I keep feeling and I keep saying in my mind, what must have happened to me? What must have happened to me? What must have happened to me along the line as a child growing up in a university environment and having the type of exposure? I think I introduced myself the other time that I had to mention my childhood as a lady who I know most of us here know her. She's very popular now, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. We were in the same primary and secondary school. And so why I'm actually mentioning her is when you read about her, you see that she was studying medicine. So because of that, the way that people, the way that the system works, young people are not encouraged to get into their love, their passion. So, and it's really a very big challenge, which I must have to say. And this is a time that we have to amend our ways, having heard it, how many of us are practicing it? So I was in Peterborough and I met some families from Nigeria. This particular family is a family that, I just met them. They're from Delta State, and I became very concerned about the man and his sons because he has three sons, and I was asking him, do you speak any Nigerian language to them? And he said, no, no, no. But we want to. And I wasn't comfortable with that. So I had to tell him, well, it's your legacy. This is what if you don't, if you're not intentional with this, then you have yourself to blame. So now coming back to what I was saying as I share my slides now. I promise to be fast. I wouldn't want to take your time because, I've just been given an hour. But how do I share the slides now? Okay, I think
You should have access to share the screen, sir.
yeah, I
Okay.
can see now. Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Did you say yes, sir?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to hear you too. Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me? Is anybody else? Can you say yes, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. No, not about hearing me. I was asking if you can see the slides, if the slides are visible to you.
Yes, I can hear you and also can see the slides.
Let me see. I'm trying to, don't know what I'm pressing here now. Okay. Is it on the presentation mode now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, please let me know if it's moving. So I had to infuse the topic inside of the brain engineering strategy, which I developed. And yeah, so talking about agriculture development in Africa and best practice implementation. Now, first of all, can I tell you that Africa is a continent and not a country? Africa is an area that has suffered a lot and is still suffering a lot from crisis, economic crisis, in line with poverty, suffering a lot from climate change, suffering a lot from war, governance issues, and all of that. So food insecurity is also a major aberration in Africa. And I call it aberration because it's not supposed to be so. But it's an aberration today. So, and it's the height of all the challenge. So I refuse to end my PhD and stay and allow myself to be consumed by the four walls of a university. So, of what use will it be if I'm not bridging the gap between research and industry? Yeah, so let me talk about agribusiness. Agribusiness is just two words, joined together, agriculture and business. That's the business of agriculture, and that is the end of agriculture. And that is exactly what we are seeing here. So cultivation of crops, cultivation of soil, tilling the soil, preparing the soil, making the soil to be fertile enough to house a crop, for the crop to grow. And also not just for the crop, we know that it's supposed to be an ecosystem supposed to be an ecosystem that the livestock will also benefit, that the forestry, and then of course the fishery. So that's the water area. So you can see also tourism is one of them, crop research and other aspects of research. So this is a Twitter page on agribusiness. So remember that business of agriculture, business always stands taller. Business always dictates the pace. And permit me to talk about components and divisions of agribusiness. We are talking about Africa, remember. So whatever I am saying, we need to reflect on Africa all the time, because that is our focus tonight. From here, because it's night here in Nigeria, and so the three major parts or components or divisions of agribusiness is inputs, which of course you know that we cannot do without inputs, because life starts from inputs. For agriculture, it starts with inputs. Feeds, fertilizer, seed, equipment, energy, and all of that. So these are all aspects of the inputs. And remember, they can also be varied, and some are also fixed. Like tractor is fixed. Machinery, most machineries are fixed. And so the second one is production. That's where we get production, doing all the production stuff and all of that. Yeah. And that's also the output sector. And then the next one is service. Service, that's where we can get a lot of service areas of service. Maybe processing, maybe transportation, logistics, maybe parking. So these are all opportunities, very viable opportunities. And there are, of course, the three major divisions of agribusiness. And then we also have, I had to prepare this because some persons always come to me to ask me, which is the simple agribusiness to invest in? Can you tell us? Can you tell me? Yeah, if you want to unmute to say something so that we can have a more interactive session, not just me talking. If you want to say something, you can say now, or maybe later on.
Yeah, no, of course. Guys, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah,
Okay,
hello.
okay, Joma has.
Yeah.
Is it Jomar?
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, great. So
I can
thank you
hear
for
you.
meeting.
Go on.
Okay, great. So thank you for meeting us today. I find this presentation very timely. In regards to, starting an starting a farm, have you seen mostly local businessmen start up farms and be profitable, or would you say those local farmers always need the help of some large institutional firm to help them grow their farm? Because probably they need upfront costs for equipment and seeds and labor. So what's the formula? What's the recipe for success, so to speak, in regards to developing a productive farm?
Oh, wow. That's very, very brilliant question, very interesting and thought-provoking as well. When you are talking about success and having, rurality, I will always advise people who want to venture into agriculture to paint the picture well, to paint their plan properly. Let them paint the plan that they have. And then, of course, some people enter into agriculture because they want to produce food. Like just produce food for themselves that and their family. So it's not for commercial purposes, So um, now, if you want in Africa, if you want to do agriculture to make money, like the former minister for agriculture, who is incidentally the president of African Development Bank, he will always say that agriculture is the best sector, is the best space to invest in and to make trillions of money. And that I think there are some projections to that assertion or that nuggets that he has come up with. So it depends on the type of agriculture, because of course, is it crops? If it is crop, then define the crops. Which crops? Is it livestock? Is it forestry? Is it fishery? Because there's always high demand for food. People must eat, so it's a very investable sector. It's a very um, the demand for produce and products from agriculture is always high, and you can imagine um, some people have may eat now, and after a while they want to eat again, and after a while they keep wanting to eat again. There is food abundance in the US, so you go on and keep eating, but when you are eating, know that there is something called food security, which clearly states that everyone has its own nutritional requirements. Of course, healthy feeding and all of that, they are all there. Yeah, so that's so when you talk about being successful, you must also draw a plan, and you must also be sincere with that plan. You must say, okay, these are the issues that I will likely face. Are you going to be meeting up with demand? Are you also going to sorry? Yeah, so are you also going to invest in this or aspect or that? But I think the first thing is need assessment, carry out a need study, a need research study to know what is needed in that area, what agriculture is lacking. Like some people come to me and say, can we invest in which type of livestock do you want us to invest in? Sometimes I look them straight in the eye and I tell them the truth. And sometimes, in fact, I have a lot of experience of, I speak a lot with people. So I even interview my students. In fact, today I was speaking with, the deputy vice chancellor of this university where I also work here in Port Harcourt, and he was telling me direct because I had to go and re-establish my presence in his office, and then he started to talk about nutrition, and that his area is livestock nutrition. And this man has retired. He's just on contract. He's quite an elderly man, but that is what he does. That is what makes him happy. So, and he was lamenting, and he said, "Why am I even here? Why have I, because he trained in the US. He went to school in Nebraska, according to him today, and he also went to school in I've forgotten that other state. I think he said New York also. Yeah, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. But the point I'm trying to make is that we must have to draw a business plan. We must have to draw a budget. We must have to identify the risk and uncertainty. We must also be open to navigate to possible and potential areas for unlocking prosperity through the agricultural space. So we can see Some of these are agricultural farms, vermicompost, organic lines of them, You see, so these are all, diverse, or we like to say divergent or um, areas, possible areas to invest in. Yeah. So permit me to go a bit faster. Dry flower business, fertilizer distribution. I hope I was able to answer your question, Joma. If I have not done so, I will be very happy if you can say, okay, no, I still need it I still need this clarification. Sincerely speaking, I'll be very happy that you are saying this.
Yeah,
Joma,
no,
are
I'll
you
definitely let
okay?
you know. Yeah, I'm here. I'll definitely let you know for sure. But no, that was an answered it pretty well. I'll have more coming up, so don't worry.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, so recently we started to discuss about producing organic fertilizer from human waste and human waste and also the surface soil of construction industry. So that is also another initiative that needed to be unlocked. Well, then, well, what about openings for greenhouse? What about poultry farming, mushroom farming, hydroponic retail store? What about still farm? What about sunflower farming? What about beekeeping that's setting up apiaries? What about florists? What about frozen chicken production?
When you say production, how do they commercialize their production of their like meats and products since there's not a lot of cold storage facilities?
Sorry, I didn't hear you at all. Especially that beginning part.
Sorry, I was asking how do they commercialize their chicken and like meat products without a certain amount of cold storage because cold storage is not very big in Africa.
Yeah, it's not very cold. In fact, that's what we were discussing the other day with the from just this guy. I was introduced to him by someone, and I saw he has a sustainable cold chain economy. Yeah. So anyway, going back to your question is hello.
Yeah, no, you answered it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. But I think you were asking about poultry, how to
Yeah,
move to the next level with respect to commercializing. Yeah, to
yeah,
Well, yeah,
commercialize,
I'm sorry.
sorry.
yeah. I have
You
a
basically
follow up
said you
question.
don't have a
Sorry.
solution.
Yeah, to commercialize poultry farming or poultry business can be very interesting. And at the same time, also, like I say, we need to identify what we want. And then if it's something that we can do, then of course, you no waste of time and you don't waste other people's time. Yeah, so yeah, you need to understand poultry and the risk associated with poultry, and also other cons associated with poultry, and then look at the pros as well, because poultry meat is always in high demand,
Oh, it is.
very much in high demand. So people keep gravitating towards poultry. So
Jamal, I know you said, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and
I
it's also very interesting to talk about cooperating, which centers of people cooperating together, people partnering together. to
Jamar, you said you had a question.
yeah, to pool their resources together to share the risk of, maybe failure or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did have a question. You mentioned there was someone that you were in contact with that created a cold chain economy. And my question is, how did that person understand demand, right? So there's probably either the local population that needed, for example, mangoes, and there were probably local governments all over the world, whether they're German government or UK government, they need mangoes as well, right? So how did this person who created the cold chain economy understand who his customer was? And then obviously that enables him to plan. So I'm just pretty much asking, how did he understand the sales component, right?
How did what? Sorry.
How did he understand the sales component? Because if you're building cold chain in an economy, I mean, you're servicing a certain amount of volume of mangoes to the local population and possibly foreign buyers, which are you know European governments or
Okay.
Western governments or whoever. How do you find demand? Like, how did he understand what the demand was? Does he go get market research studies? Does he go talk to local governments and understand what the crop yield is? Or better yet, how much people need, how much food people need? How do you go about understanding how much food is needed to understand essentially sales, right?
Yeah. Sorry. I think I lost track what you were trying to say at some point.
No, that's okay. My question is, the person that you mentioned that built a cold chain economy, how did he intimately understand the demand behind his business, right? How did he find out how much food people actually needed? How did he find out who his prospective buyers were, whether they're local government entities or they're foreign buyers? How do you understand that type of situation or that type of demand so you can replicate it, right? Like, let's say a couple of us wanted to build our own cold chain economy. How do we understand the demand side, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So permit me to move the slides. I think we will get to the area that you mentioned, because this is not just an academic document. In fact, I had to speak to them tonight. So that's part of the reasons why um, it's challenging. Yeah, but we will always get there. So yeah, these are some aspects of agriculture and how it can drive transformation, how it can unlock food security and all of that. Yeah, you see runoff, runoff sludge and all of that. You can see the human being. The Indians are created to serve us. Sorry, the yeah, we are all created to serve one another, in one way or
Amen.
the other. So developing agribusiness and integrating these aspects of agriculture makes it to promote sustainability and environmental health. So I might talk about rural life and food security, rural life, and and food security. So in this age and time, like he had already rightly said, he mentioned about what we are using our agriculture to achieve? What are we achieving? How is it translating to real money, real cash? How can that work? What area of agriculture are we investing in? Yes, it's true that the government has been paying lip service, but if it will take us time to get there, and just the shortest time for us to get there, then that means that we will all put our hands on the deck and get to do the right things. That's just it. That's the way I normally will say it. So now, therefore, we also need to identify. I was talking about cooperative the other time. We need to identify those who are doing well in that area, those who may be connected to to one funding organization or to any whatsoever opportunity. Yeah, provided that there is a connection, then we will reap the benefits. So therefore,
Can I ask a quick
the
question
next slide. Yes, sorry, these are
about
some
food?
just few SDGs.
No, no,
So
no. This is amazing. I wanted to ask about food security. Do you know how much waste like certain industries have as far as food, like or commodities or products? Do we know though? How do we find those numbers? Like, is that a huge problem?
yeah, food waste is another big problem. Very, very big. And it's not just for Africa. It's also for we that are listening. It's also for everyone in one parastatal violation. So, and yeah, so the waste thing, it's always on the high side. It's always on the high side, especially now. And yeah, so the easiest way to mitigate food waste is by coming up with a solution of either clean energy or maybe circular economy sort of system that can transform agricultural resources to to that place where we are now discussing on that. So therefore, food waste is a major issue, but we need to understand the components of food waste and then how we can help, come together, band together, and get there. Yeah, because come to think of it, if we all do the same things at the same time, come to think of it, if we are, obeying the law, the law of food waste mitigation of food losses. Food waste and food losses, they are not the same. I think food losses happens in the farms, and while food waste happens from the end of the retailer and the final consumer. So
Thank you for answering that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's still on the same slide, sir, just to give you a heads up as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you see why food security matters. That about 155 million numbers of people across 55 countries of Africa has experienced acute food insecurity in 2020. That's during COVID. So during COVID, it was very challenging. It was very challenging for those families. And today, some of those people are not even, and they are no more. Yeah, so so that means that about 97.9 million in Africa. So, and then 49 million in the Middle East and Asia. So, and what
Did the
again?
numbers get better
Yeah,
or
so
the
when
numbers
you
get
look down, you
worse?
see 45 million in the Middle East. You can see, sorry. Yeah, you can see political and social factors, those that are also in the conflicts. Yeah, so, and yeah, so this looks like a tree, which is it, you see other factors playing out. Yeah, so that is it.
One question I wanted to ask, did the numbers get better or worse now that it's 5 years later, it's 2024? Are these numbers pretty accurate still, or has the gap got wider?
Gap keeps widening up.
Mm.
Yeah, it does. It keeps widening up, especially as there are lots of things that happen. Population pressure, um, yeah, maybe urbanization or something like that. And then when the system is, has to exist.
Thank you so much, sir. I wanted to open up the floor to anybody else have any questions, please. This is the time to ask.
Hi, Spasi. Sorry, I joined a bit late. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
I think my videos are on. I don't know if you guys can see me then. So, no, thanks for the presentation. It's really, really good and really, really insightful. Few specific questions though. How do you guys ensure quality control and ensure you have the right equipment in terms of preserving the food all through the supply chain? The reason why I ask is that I spent some time last year in Ghana. And one of the challenges they had was that they didn't have enough right equipment, which meant that when the food got to the end customer, he then wanted the money back because most of the stuff ended up getting perished by the time it got to the West. How do you ensure that you have the right equipment in the right part of the supply chain to ensure that the food is getting to where it needs to get to?
Sorry, basically, can you ask it again? Can you say
Okay,
that
cool.
again?
No worries, no worries. So what I was asking was that one of the challenges I see in Africa is around the equipment in terms of being able to move the food around from the farmer all the way to the port and from the port to the end customer, making sure that all through the process the food is preserved, that the food doesn't get spoiled. So I'm just wondering, how do you ensure you've got the right equipment all through the supply chain from farm to end customer to make sure that food doesn't perish in this way? Because I spent some time in Ghana. One of the challenges they had was that when the food got to the customer then said the food was spoiled. So there's a lot of cases between the farmers and the end customer, whereby now they didn't have good enough quality control to prove that the food was at the right state when it left the ports to go to, in this case, I think they're shipping from Ghana to Netherlands. So how do you ensure that you have the right equipment all through your supply chain?
Okay. Yeah, I think whatever that we are doing, we must be serious. We must be serious minded and also be targeted. We need to identify what we are doing properly. And then because when we open to this type of chains, you may even see that we maybe have that opportunity to even earn more. I'm telling you, and even because of that type of potential. Yeah. So now, I don't know if I'm making sense, but I know that I'm touching on areas that I had mentioned before. I keep, talking about cooperation, matching talents together, matching ourselves together, matching
Okay.
our people together is very important.
Okay, then another
Yeah.
question though
So
is that
it is very important, not just for some people who are more sociable than others. No, no, no. It's important because there's always a market, like part of the things I wanted to say when we were speaking to the young people, and encourage them very well. And tell them the truth about life. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tola.
Bessie, did you have another question?
sorry?
Did you have another question, sir?
Yes. Sorry, a few more questions. So another question though that I joined late to. So where in the supply chain are you? Are you part of the farmer that makes the food, or are you more the aggregator that aggregates everything and exports it? I'm just trying to figure out where you in the supply
I
chain.
can hear you.
Sorry?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. So go on.
Now I'm trying to understand where do you sit in the supply chain? So are you at the farmer level, right? Or are you more the, I guess, wholesaler aggregator that aggregates everything and exports everything out of the country? I'm trying to see where do you sit, as in your company sits in this process?
Yeah, should be maybe the networks pretty hard. And then we have to connect to the right people. We have to be open enough to, because when we are open enough, that's where we will meet very valuable people, very important people. And then of course forming a cooperative can help when the parties are sincere. Yeah, so I will always encourage those who are practicing any aspect of agriculture, if it's for production, if it's for maybe in the process that is adding value, then you should also do it in such a way that it appeals, it's very, very attractive. Yeah, so and yeah, so this most of our outings, like today, I'm called to speak about agricultural development in Africa. You find out that even talking about these areas, some of students do not know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so we try to make it very, interesting for them. We try to make it be, this is the number. So, okay, let me just get to this. Yeah, so during the pandemic, the food system in the area collapsed. The, there's always, systems always experience this. So, and we can see the three-dimensional approaches, which, okay. So, you will see that yeah, so can you see this diagram, which is three-dimensional approach in the system?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yes, so this is also a very interesting issue. I was doing something in Africa Union. Yeah, so and
Are you there, sir?
yeah, so this is just a McKinsey's stand McKinsey standpoint. Yeah, of course, we know that the focus on agribusiness and also rehabilitation segments. Yes, so and most times when we start applying for such a person, the name of the our next will be yeah, even though it has this
Are you there, sir?
sorry, what did you say now?
You were going in and out. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So some of these are the goals of the McKinsey, like you know, I had talked about rural infrastructure, the focus on rural economies, and that's the way in Indonesia approach their development. So that's why Indonesia seems to be moving faster. Yeah. Also, to address the impacts of climate change, because its impacts, and then yeah, so and they also look at addressing the impacts of climate change. You know, of course, climate change is a major problem in the world today. Yeah, so and of course, eventually, yeah, so even childhood stunting, that's food, part of food security, you see. So that's what they normally yeah, so African Development Bank has always been at the forefront of providing funds to individuals or collectively. Yes,
Thank you.
yeah, this is about free trade area. So, and we know this is what happened actually with that agreement. Yeah, so, I really think that that agreement could even advance Africa's story. Yes, of course, because the stage is set. They are willing to, yeah, to present opportunities. Now, if you look at that map, you see that it's quite old, maybe for 3 to 4 years. Now, these are some of the instruments that, yes, yeah, permit me to go back to what I was saying about. Yeah, so yeah, so these are some of the issues that they were dealing with. The issues and their series being the coordinator. That's a program for youths. So youths who have been in agriculture and they are now they have found their space in the agriculture space. Then that of course will bring about the needed progress. Yeah, so these are all issues that surround army employed CEO or CE and a system because it's a system problem. Most people want to solve a problem which is a system problem. You can't solve a problem just over the night, especially in this.
Thank you for that, sir. Bassi, was there any other questions you wanted to ask? Or did he answer your question?
There was one more, but I've actually forgotten the question. But no worries. If it comes back, I'll ask.
Okay, thank you. Jamar, any other questions?
Not right now. No, I'm good for now.
So I remember the question. It was around
Yeah,
volumes
go
that
ahead,
have
please.
actually.
It's around what?
So Tola, the question was around, did he share like volumes they've moved like in 2023?
No. Please ask that, Bessie. Go ahead. Please talk to him directly.
Yeah. So Ikechi, I was asking, what kind of volumes tonnage have you guys moved in 2023?
What type of volume?
Have you guys moved in 2023 in terms of tonnage?
Yeah. What
I
kind
know
of volumes? I'm finding it hard to hear you.
Okay. You spoke a lot about the opportunity, right? So my question now is,
Okay.
in terms of what have you like? Look at 2023. What do you guys actually, I guess, ship, or what do you guys actually export in 2023 in terms of tonnage? Do you have an example how much you guys moved in 2023? How much you exported?
Oh, yes. Okay, like a record, like data.
Yes. Just ballpark figure. We're talking of tens of thousands of tons, or just curious, how much did you guys ship in 2023? Do you know, or something you have access to, or? If you know,
Sir,
it's
are you
okay.
there?
Maybe you can come back to Tana.
No. I don't know if he's there. I'm not sure if he's on mute.
Basi, I still feel that there's something that let me let me just increase let me increase the volume of my device. I think that's what has been affecting
Or I can
my
type it in the chat. Maybe I type it in the chat.
sorry, what did you say now?
I said I will type in the chat. If you can't hear me properly, I'll type it in the chat.
Can you
Okay.
hear him, Dr. Akechi?
Yes, I can hear you go on.
Oh, okay. Go
He
ahead,
said
Bessie. Yeah, go ahead next.
he said he can type in the chat box.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, so he put it in the chat. What type of volume did you move in 2023 and tonnage? If you would like to explain more, you can as well, of course.
Oh, okay.
Oh, in tons. I'm sorry, not tons.
Yeah, anyway, we because of the type of collaboration, I mean, I'm more in the academia, I'm research and consulting. And sometimes I get very deeply entrenched in research. And I know that food and agriculture research has very little opportunities for even more engagement with the international world.
Thank you so much, Dr. Akechi. I appreciate you. We went a little bit over time, but you
Okay,
answered some.
he's asking where am I in the supply chain that you have about farms? Okay, yeah. Sorry, let me just attend to some of these questions because I like
Yeah,
these questions, very intelligent questions. In the
of
supply
course,
chain,
please.
of course, I am at the side of most times commission person, we have people who are still very relevant and they point others in the right direction. So that is what I do. I point others in the right direction. And but I am not too popular with this um, trading, investing your own money. No, rather those who have invested their money, you are trying to match them in, and they are even very aggressive because it depends on the market structure, and that it can be in relation to a number of things. So, but one thing I will tell you is that, like I said before, that in food and agricultural supply chains, there is need to invest in it. It doesn't end. So the more we invest in it, the well.
Did that answer your
Yeah,
question,
so and
Bessie?
I can see this. How are you ensuring that you have the right equipment in the supply chain to prevent and also reduce wastage and ensuring there is quality control? From my time in Ghana, they complained um, that they could not get access to the right equipment and goods turned up spots at their customers' premises in the Netherlands. So is there sufficient equipment from farm all the way to ports, exports to the end world? You should you will know the answer by now because you understand Nigeria's agriculture scene. And not you now, but that Sub-Saharan Africa is still grappling with poverty issues of developmental issues. So, and those are directly impacting on their prosperity, as it were. So, yeah, so the largest buyers of produce exported out of Africa. Yeah, so the largest buyers actually come from, outside of Africa. Funny enough. So
Thank you,
we had
Jamal.
proposed, why shouldn't we have large buyers within our continent, within Africa?
Bessie, can you hear him
Yeah,
speak when he's
so
answering your questions?
Yeah, I'm just putting on mute so I can hear him properly. I can hear him, yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Ikechi. I'm sorry.
no problem. Yeah, so it's even challenge when you have a program or a system where it's not not efficient or sustainable. So that's why technology is which is a major changer, a major game changer. in this. So I strongly believe that we will, of course, we have already achieved a lot before get coming to first with all the connection. So sorry, some people are have actually dropped off.
Yeah, no, our call is only for an hour, sir, and so we're already over. So the people that can't stay on, they can't stay on. It's just how it is. But you've answered a lot of questions, and then Bassi, we obviously have some opportunities here. So no, please stay on as long as you need to, sir. The floor is all yours.
No worries. Thank you.
So Bassi was the last one to come on, so he does have some questions. So my goal is to, provide as much of your information to this because people need to hear this, sir. So if Bassi has more questions, please answer them away.
I think I'm done. I think it's giving me some good answers, good insight. So no, thanks, Doctor, for today and for the presentation.
Yeah, you are welcome. Thank you also for listening. It's almost 10:30 here.
Yeah, I
I
know. I'm
already
sorry. I'm going to give you a call tomorrow because you don't know what you did from today's call. There were some things that definitely are going to happen in motion because of what you said today. So I am going to give you a call tomorrow. We can speak tomorrow about more things outside of this. But thank you for coming on here. Thank you for this, sir.
Oh, you are welcome. No, the pleasure is always mine, sharing knowledge and
Yeah, thank you
work.
so much, sir. Ambassador, you said you had no more questions?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
All right, well, we're going to get ready to end this call. And Dr. Ikechi, I'm going to be reaching out to you tomorrow. Bassi, thank you again as always. Your questions were what you're up to with quality control. We're working on something right now that has to do with quality control. When you talk about logistics, the supply chain of equipment, that usage and that knowledge could be paramount for what we're trying to get done.
Okay, cool. Perfect. No, thanks, Tom.
Okay.
All right, so thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. You have a great night, sir. Dr.
Thank you.
Ikechi,
Take care.
Bassi, have a good evening.
Thanks. Same to you.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.